So we might be starting to see an actual removal of a lot of games on PlayStation, okay, and Xbox and even Nintendo. A lot of people have criticized that a lot of the modern stores on the PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Nintendo are not actually real games. The AI shovelware swap, that games that people really don't like. But in recent months on PlayStation, there's a lot of AI generated, whatever games on all three consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. And I think a lot of people are kind of sick of these types of games. These games take a while, people do actually buy these games. Unfortunately, people do fall for them. It's basically kind of like how people fell for those, a lot of those movie tie-in games of the 2000s and 90s. You know, the AI-generated games have been infiltrating online stores as well. Despite the piece of games, these games have been made in droves, often imitating other real-life games. As we move over money, Sony has seen to remove several games from the storefront. As that other companies continue to exist, while offering the same kind of games, with recently announced new titles making the problem harder to solve. And when it comes to games, Sony, Nintendo and Xbox, I think do need to regulate games on the eShop. I get people say, but more freedom of speech, more freedom of this, but a lot of these low effort shovelware AI games need to really go. Okay, you know, like Nintendo Switch has all those hentai and AI generated games, and people have complained about those for years, and Nintendo has done nothing about it. But Nintendo will, go after the actual, but not those AI games that as well. But I think Nintendo's eventually go after those. Obviously, it'll be a very bad image on Nintendo if they do that. If they don't do anything with those AI hentai games on the eShop, but it's also on the PlayStation 2. And there's tons and tons of these games being released. It's not just like, it's like two games being released. There's tons and tons and tons of these games coming out, and you know, I really do feel for PlayStation. It's and the console developers because they have to, and especially actual developers who actually put time and effort to their games because now you have actual shovelware. Or same it was the same thing in the movie industry in the 2010s. You had until the rise of streaming, you had movies that were literally designed to trick old people and dumb kids, you know, into buying the wrong movie. Okay, they were called mockbusters, and I think the same thing is happening with the gaming industry as well. You have mock games or AI generated fake games that are designed to trick people into buying, games that aren't real. But of course, considering this is 4chan, they're upset that this will get rid of the anime boob games that nobody buys. Of course, maybe if those games weren't actually so bad, and that no one played them, maybe there'll be actual protections to protect these games. But nope, no one buys these anime boob games. They don't sell at all. Okay, we actually looked at the Stellar Blade, how many much money Stellar Blade made. It made $42 million. We were like, that's actually a lot of money. But if we divide it by $70, the highest amount of copies Stellar Blade could have sold is guess what? 641,000 copies. Yeah, such a huge hit. What we were told by the right wing media that people actually want to play that game because of Eve's boobs. That's ridiculous. Absolute proof that that the game was not gonna quote unquote save gaming because her boobs were big. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous as a whole. That's about this video here. Goodbye.